Hey, it's Brandon Stiles, and today I'm going to show you how to find good blog post ideas so that you can rank easy in Google and that you can bring traffic to your site and book more, sell more, do whatever you need on your site. As you can see, I have not prepared my hair for today. It's a lazy Sunday, wife's out of town, so I am just kind of moping around the house. Had a good cup of coffee and ready to make a video. So let's jump into how to create and find great blog post ideas. Here are our google.com homepage, and the first thing you're going to want to do is type in keywords everywhere. I'm not typing. There we go. Keywords everywhere. Chrome extension will get you there faster. Click on this. Now what Keywords Everywhere does is the problem that the Google Keyword Planner has is that now it doesn't show you how many times people are searching for certain keywords a month. And it kind of does, but it gives you super broad value, so it's not very helpful. So what Keywords Everywhere does is it will show you how many times a certain keyword or key phrase is getting searched per month on Google, and it will show you right there on the returns page or on the search engine results page. Another cool thing is that you can just click on the little star next to the keyword and it will automatically send it to a CSV so that you don't have to keep track or write down all these keywords. You can just add them to the CSV and download them all at once. So what you do is I've already added it to Chrome, but if you haven't, you just click that and then it will show up at the top. And then Keywords Everywhere is ready to go. So when you get it installed, it will be up here and you can click on that, and there are a few settings: update settings, bulk uploads, favorite keywords, blah blah blah. So let's take a look at my favorite keywords. So I was doing some SEO research for a radon mitigation company that I'm helping, and that's kind of what I've got so far. And as you can see the keyword. You can see how often that keyword is getting searched. So how much does a radon test cost is getting searched 390 times a month. The cost per click is $3.30. The competition is 54. So what that means is it's a scale of 0 to 1. The closer that number is to 1, the harder it is to rank on the first page or in the first 10 results for that keyword. So in this case, Georgia radon map is not very hard. It's a 0.15. But let's say Metro Atlanta radon mitigation would be pretty tough. It's a 0.71. This one will be even tougher, 0.75, Atlanta radon mitigation. Now, how can you tell what's too competitive and what's not? Well, ideally, the Moz DA score for your website, which is your domain authority score, you want the competition to be equal to or less than your DA score. Okay, so let's take a look. If you want to check that, you can go to Moz.com, or actually go to OpenSiteExplorer.com, which was bought by Moz, and then you just type in your website here. So let's type in something like WeddingWire.com. So this is a domain authority or DA of 89, which is really high. As you can see, that's out of 100. And it has a page authority, meaning that home page, of 61, which is also really, really high. Anytime you get 35 and above, that's doing really well. So anyhow, when you're looking at competition, you want the competition to be equal to or less than your domain authority or your page authority in Moz's Open Site Explorer. So I hope that clears that up. Moving to the right, you can see the volume in the US, the cost per click in the US, and the competition in the US. Sometimes these will be pretty similar, and sometimes they're not. So if you're just focused on US, obviously you want to check that. If you're more an international brand, obviously you want to deal more with the left side. So that's how the Keywords Everywhere tool looks. All right, once we've installed Keywords Everywhere, we're going to install another Chrome extension called SEO Quake. So type that in. We're going to select that, and then you install SEO Quake. It's free, and what it allows you to do that's different from Keywords Everywhere, I use these two Chrome extensions in conjunction with each other. So this allows you to do on-page audits. You can look at backlinks. you can compare domains and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really a cool and convenient SEO plugin. So you're just going to install that, and when you click that, I've already done it, it's going to install up here. You can see this little icon there. That means SEO Quake is installed, and you can see this is giving me information for the SEO Quake page. So this gets about 66,000 visits a month. Most people stay here about 2 minutes. The bounce rate's 40%. Most of it's direct traffic, so it's a cool plugin. Now let's go into how to find great blog posts, because what does writing a great blog post do? Well, let's take a wedding vendor, for example, since we're kind of on that. So it would be very, very hard to rank for wedding DJ just in the United States, okay? Because you're dealing with tens of thousands of wedding DJ companies. Not only that, but if you're in Georgia, then you don't want to rank #1 for wedding DJ in Oregon, because most likely the people in Oregon are not going to hire you and fly you out and all that stuff. So for a lot of businesses, you want to rank local. That's good because it's a lot easier to rank local than it is to rank national, because you're going from maybe 10,000 companies to maybe just 100 or 50 or 20 or however many is in your industry, okay? So that's the first thing you're thinking about, is that you want to see if you can get specific, and you want to make sure that you can rank for your blog post. So let's say you are a wedding DJ in Atlanta. So I'm going to go to Google real quick, and we're going to see how competitive that topic is. So I'm going to type in Atlanta wedding DJ. So SEO Quake is going to tell us this, that this gets searched about 480 times a month, which is pretty good because it's local search. The cost per click is $5.25, and the competition is 54. So it's a little bit on the high side. Anything kind of above 35 or 30 is kind of pretty competitive. So this would be hard to rank for on the first page for Atlanta wedding DJ without time, lots of resources backwards. Let's see who's ranked #1. So the Knot is ranked #1. That's a really hard site to beat out. Wedding Wire's 2. Gigmasters is 3. So these are all kind of conglomerate directory websites. Yelp is #4. And then finally at #5 we get into GoDJs, which is your first kind of real organic result. It's a real company. And then after that you get into Phonics Entertainment, Sci-Fi Entertainment, and so on and so forth. So really these top 4 are hard to beat out. So to rank for Atlanta wedding DJ, it's going to take money, it's going to take time, it's going to take backlinks, it's going to take reviews, all kinds of things like that. So if that's hard to do, how can you get your website ranked #1 for something that gets searched a lot that's related to your industry? Well, that is where finding good blog post ideas comes in handy. That makes it really easy to rank in the top spot, the second spot, or whatever for your industry without having to necessarily rank for Atlanta wedding DJ. So let's figure out how we do that. So the first thing I want to think of is, well, actually the first thing I want to do is scroll down and look at Google's suggested related searches. So let's go through this. Atlanta wedding DJ prices, it's getting searched 10 times a month, not a lot. Atlanta hip hop DJs, 70 times a month. The competition is low here at 26, but that's not a lot of search volume. So I am going to go into this site called keywordshitter.com. And what Keyword Shitter does is you can plug in your main keyword, which in this case is Atlanta wedding DJ. And as you can see, when you've got keywords everywhere turned on, it'll propagate that name, and it will give you the search volume, competition, and stuff. But what you're going to do is you're going to go to shit keywords. And what this does is it adds, it's like Google related search on steroids. So it's going to add terms after Atlanta wedding DJ and before, and we're going to see if we can find any gold in this. So it's still running in the background, and I'm scrolling down. Wedding DJ in Atlanta. Now that is different than Atlanta wedding DJ, but as you can see, it's a little bit more competitive, so that doesn't help us much. So as you can see, this is kind of a bit of a wild goose chase because you're just guessing and then you're using terms that come up in this to inspire you and see if you can find other keywords that might do well. So Atlanta wedding DJ and keyword shitter didn't pan out great. So let's start to think of things that are related to this industry. So Atlanta wedding DJ. Maybe we could do Atlanta wedding venues. So that's getting searched 5,400 times a month, and the competition is 0.49. So that's a little bit better. Let's see if we can find a needle in the haystack down here. So what I'm doing is I'm first and foremost looking at competition, and that's good because it's on the end. So I'm looking for something low that has good search volume. By the way, another cool thing about keywords everywhere, let's go into this, is that you can update your settings. And you can actually say, you can actually tell the extension to highlight volume and competition. So I've got it set to highlight anything that's greater than 350 search terms that has competition less than 0.3 or 30%. And what that will do is it will highlight any words that fit that criteria. So it actually makes it a little bit quicker to scroll around. So let's not do that. That didn't have anything. Let's do another one. Let's go from Atlanta to Georgia. And let's make our term a little bit broader. So let's go to Georgia wedding. And I'm scrolling down. There's a blue one. Athens, Georgia wedding venues. Gets searched 720 times a month. And the competition is 0.24. So that's fairly low, and that's something that you could rank easily on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to paste that into the search bar right here, and I'm just going to take out that, and let's see what ranks at the top. So the nod, wedding spot, here comes the guide, wedding wire, event active, Oconee events. So let's just take a look at this first, at this eventective thing. So this looks a lot like what Wedding Wire would be, which is like a directory of wedding events. So what I'm thinking is this. So here's the Athens wedding directory. So that's on the first page, but look, there's not a lot of information here. So if I can just take a blog post about Athens, Georgia wedding venues and make it better than this, which wouldn't be very hard to do, that's just a picture in 2 paragraphs, then Google will rank that higher. It might take a day, it might take a week, but eventually I will get a slice of those 720 search queries a month. You see what I'm saying? So this is probably what I would do with this keyword. I would write a top 10 list of Athens, Georgia wedding venues. And I would maybe Google image search for 2 pictures of each venue, so 20 pictures total. And then I would write 300 to 500 words on each venue. So you're looking at a 3,000 word post. Doesn't have to be groundbreaking or super poetic and Shakespearean. It just needs to give good value. And you put it up, and then what you could do is reach out to those wedding venues and say, hey, we featured you in this post. We'd love to work with you, maybe come on as a preferred vendor. And if nothing else, could you post this on social media? I've actually done this before, and I believe 8 of the 10 venues I reached out to actually used that post, and I got some work from it. So that is one way to find good blog posts that are not too competitive that will get you traffic. So let's go away from wedding industry stuff and let's find another one. So I'm going to close out these tabs. I'm just going to show you one more time how to do it. So let's say I was a lawyer in Colorado. Okay, so we're going to type in Colorado lawyers. And let's look at these results. So it gets searched 120 times a month, and the competition is 0.45. So I'm looking at this, it's not a lot of search volume, and the competition's a little bit high for what that search volume is. So if this was getting searched maybe 1,200 times a month, or 10,000, it might be worth it to try and rank for that, even though it would be tough. Because if you can even just get on the first page or in the top 5 results, you could really latch onto some traffic. But this is a lot of competition to go up against for just 120 searches a month. So if I was a lawyer in Colorado, I'm probably not going to try it and rank for that or get a blog post ranked for that. But I'm thinking, what kind of problems might people in Colorado have that they would need a lawyer for? And I'm thinking of Colorado cities, like I'm thinking of Denver and Breckenridge and things like that. So I'm going to scroll down first to the trusted related searches, and I'm not seeing very much there either. All right, so let's get a little bit more specific this time. Let's type in Denver lawyers. So this one gets searched almost the same as Colorado lawyers. So the first results look like kind of directories, and then we get our first organic result at number 8 for David Gibbons Law or Gibbons Law. So still, that's not helping us a lot. Now, look at this, personal injury lawyers in Denver, 720 results a month. The cost per click is super high, $252, but let's click on that and see what we've got. So I'm automatically, because this is so competitive at 69, I'm going to scroll down and see if there's anything else. Personal injury law firm, Denver. Okay, look at all the cost per clicks on this, 415, 251, 253. That's a lot. So I am going to go to Keyword Shitter, and I'm going to type in car accident Denver, right? Because that's related to personal injury. I'm going to see what comes up with that. Now look at this. Car accident Denver comes up with 320 searches a month, but a competition score of 0.28. Car accident Denver, Colorado is 110 a month, but only a 0.17. So let's scroll down and see if we can find, now here, fatal car accident Denver today. So that sounds like a newspaper. Probably not going to target that. So I'm going to start over. So if Keyword Shitter, you're just not finding anything, what else can you do? Well, you're going to go over here to answerthepublic.com. And Answer the Public is a really cool resource. And it's got this little old man that kind of barks at you. There he is. He's having a good time. You select your language, which is probably English. And then you want to type in car accident. Now what this does is it gives you it gives you the top questions asked about car accidents, the top prepositions, comparisons, alphabeticals, all that stuff. Now the cool thing is that when you've got SEO Quake and you've got keywords everywhere turned on, this will not only give you questions that are asked, but it will also give you their search volume. So look at this car accident report, 600 times a month, and it gets searched, and the competition is 0.21. So this could be one of those things where you write about how to file a car accident report or what to look for in that. I'm going to go down to prepositions. Car accident, Toledo, Ohio. Anyone watching from Toledo, Ohio that's a personal injury lawyer, you should capitalize on that. Car accident yesterday, car accident Utah, car accident this morning, car accident statistics, Rochester, car accident news. Okay, so this looks like a little broad to me. So what I might do is, let's type in personal injury. We're talking about personal injury law, right? So let's see what comes up with that. So Answer the Public's going to take a few minutes, and it came up with 97 questions. Now, once it propagates and loads, it loads in this kind of circle where you can look at how, are, will, can, where, all that kind of stuff. But if you go here into data, it will make it a little bit easier to read. So once again, I'm looking for anything in blue. So as you can see, sometimes this is just a little bit of a throw stuff against the wall and see what works. You can see it takes a while to find good keywords with moderate amounts of search and low competition. But personal injury protection, 2,400 a month, 0.26. By the way, when you find a good one, if you click that star, then it will add it to that Keywords Everywhere CSV Excel page that we looked at earlier. Personal injury definition. So yeah, like I said, sometimes it takes a little time of searching to find a good keyword, but it's worth it because if you can find a keyword that is searched a lot, that has low competition, you can get on that first page of Google really easily. I did this with a certain term in my wedding industry that was getting searched 880 times a month and had a 0.01 competition score. And I was just able to include that keyword in the top of the page in an H1 tag, and I ranked like overnight, and that's where a ton of my traffic comes from. So it is worth it to find these golden keywords, but people know how to do this stuff, and so sometimes it just takes a while to find good ones, but when you do, it reaps rewards. Now let's talk about what you do when you find a topic. So let's say you found a topic that got a lot of search volume with low competition. Well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put that keyword in, or the key phrase, in the title and in an H1 tag. Sometimes those would be the same in your blog post. And that lets Google know, okay, that's what this page is about. Next, you want to add in some LSI keywords. And LSI keyword stands for latent semantic index keywords. Basically, they're synonyms. So if you were typing, let's go back to wedding DJ, you might also type in DJ for a wedding, or you might type in wedding reception DJ. These are keywords that mean the same thing, but they're not exactly the same because Google doesn't want you just stuffing keywords and spamming people just to game the system. They want to see what your page is about. They want to read down it with their bots and say, this is what this page is about, and it looks like it's good information, so let's shoot it up to the top. You also want to try and go between 2,000, 3,000 words for a blog post because most people want the really in-depth content. And so if you're able to provide that versus just a 100, 200 word post that doesn't have a lot of good information. We saw one earlier when we looked at those, the Athens wedding directory with 2 pages on, or 2 paragraphs on it. Google wants in-depth information because people that get on Google want a quick answer. So if you can give an in-depth, concise, detailed, in-depth answer, then people are like, hey, Google did this for me, and good on them, and people come back and use it. So it's in Google's best interest to show them the best pages. So hopefully that helped when you're looking for blog post ideas. So instead of just writing something and being like, I don't get it, this didn't work, no one's coming to the page, look for things that people are searching for. So you could write the best blog post on, let's say, can personal injury settlement be garnished, but it doesn't look like it's getting searched at all. So people might not visit that because they're not looking for it. But maybe you could find a different way to say that. Let's try it. Personal injury settlement garnished. So maybe we could try wage garnishment. Is that the right word? Wage garnish? Let's just do wage garnish. So let's scroll down. Not seeing any blue. Not seeing any blue. No blue. All right. Wage garnishment in Texas is getting searched 480 times a month, and the competition is really low. So let's copy that and see what the top results for that wage garnishment in Texas. Open up a new tab, paste it in. So the first thing is Nolo.com. That's pretty popular. This gives a really quick, rich snippet on how that works. But let's look at what this top one looks like. This is a pretty long post, fairly long, not too long. No pictures or anything. Let's go back and look at number 2. So see, these are not super long posts. So what I'm thinking is if you can come up with a little bit better title, like Texas wage garnishments in Texas, what you need to know. And then filled it with really easy, actionable, quick information, you could probably rank on this first page for that. And then you would be getting a piece of the pie for 480 searches a month. So you would write about, think about what people are looking for when they're looking up wage garnishments. Like what kind of questions do they have? What do they need to know about how it might affect their personal life and their home life? What are some other resources you can point to? Who are some businesses you could reach out to let them know you've got this new article? All these things you need to be thinking about when you're writing blog posts. So to sum this all up, you're looking for keywords that are getting searched, I would say over 500 times. Anything over 1,000 is really good, but at least 500, 400 or so. You're looking for competition below what your DA score is in the Open Site Explorer on Moz, and you want to make it over 2,000 words and really helpful and answer questions that people who are searching this in Google are trying to answer. So I hope that helps. That is how you can find great blog post ideas that will drive traffic to your site and hopefully get you some more business. So I'm Brandon Stiles. I'm a digital marketer in Atlanta. Please subscribe below. I'm going to make all kinds of more videos to teach you the digital marketing and sales funnel landscapes, and I'll see you next time.